Sorry, I'm late.
We acknowledge and pay respect to the past, present, and future traditional custodians and elders of this nation, and the continuation of cultural, spiritual, and educational practices of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Welcome, everyone. Oh, it's so wonderful to see you all here. Today's agenda is we will follow up with what we were talking about in our last lesson, and it was all about making a poster for Fringe Festival. Miss Lily, are you there? Would you like to say hello to everyone?
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I just got in late.
No, no,
Just finished working and everything. So sorry. And yeah, I have I'm excited to see what everybody's produced, and if people are still working on things, I think it would be wonderful to see what they've been doing. So thanks, Paramita.
thank you. What I'm planning to do today is, although some of the students have made, that's okay, Nigarin, can you please tell Shakoria Mini? Um, okay, she's here. That's great. Just let Tamana know because she's making the list. And Tamana, please put Shakoria in your list, please, so that she's marked present. Thank you, Tamana. So
Yes, ma'am.
today, thank you. So today what we're going to do is we will revisit all what we said in our last class, and we will give you some more ideas so that you can make the best poster you possibly can, because it's very, very important. There'll be plenty entries and yours have to stand out. Only then you can win the prize. You know, Miss Lily and myself, we would love you to win, one of you to win. Don't we, Miss Lily? Miss Lily?
Yeah, yes, yeah, I would love it. I think it would be really special that that one of these ladies could potentially produce something that has a very strong message about what simple pleasures are, because I think it would be very unique.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. That will be your creative work, your poster will be something unique. So think about what aspects, if you add, that will make it unique. Okay. So don't stop thinking. And always, I ask you to write down, make a list, brainstorm, keep thinking. It's not easy, but it's you have to continue thinking. Okay. Now, okay. Now, firstly, we have to read the competition guidelines very carefully. Okay, what exactly they would like us to do. Now, as we discussed in our last lesson, that theme is very important. Okay, size and dimensions, they're not mentioned, but I think it will be A4. A4. If you look at the past posters, they're mostly A4 size poster. Now you can make it format, can be digital or printed. Digital, of course, for us, because you're not going to mail them. You will be emailing, or there'll be a submission link where you're going to submit your digital poster. Important is submission deadline. Now, I would like to know who knows the deadline for this poster. Who remembers this? Who remembers? Come on, let's please take the microphone and share. I'm sure someone must have noticed, because if you went and If you visited the website and read carefully, you would know when is the deadline. Does anyone in our class know when the deadline is? No? It was in August. Yes, Nigarin, it was in a date I don't know because it's important. Today is 29th of July. August, in just a couple of days, will be in August. So when is the deadline? You need to know because before that deadline, you have to submit. Say if you continue working on your poster and if you miss the deadline, pointless. Although it's a nice skill to develop, but you would like to meet the deadline. So please check it out. And before we finish this lesson, I want someone to share that with us, please. So submission deadline is important and any specific elements required. It didn't talk about, Miss Lily, please correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't see anything about logos, but I saw slogans in the previous year's posters. So there can be a caption. And what do you think?
Yeah, I think the caption in any poster is critical. We were talking about that at the end of the lesson, and in the sense that it it gives the audience like a context.
Hmm. Hmm. That's true. So think about a slogans girl, brainstorm, like make 20 slogans and then choose the best one. Just don't be happy with when you get one slogan or one caption. Don't be happy with it. When I went to school, we were brainstorming like 50, 100. So try
Mm.
to brainstorm as many as you possibly can. Yes, Miss Lily, do you want to add something? Thanks for.
Yeah, I just put in the chat. I just put in.
Hmm. Thank you. Miss Lily has put the poster competition link in our chat, so you can access it and see when is the deadline. And think about the target audience. Who are the people mostly go to the festivals like Fringe? Young people, elderly people. Who's your target audience? So this will influence the design style and tone. Okay.
Yeah,
Next.
I
Yes.
totally agree, um, Parameter, and I think the ladies that this group or this class have very unique ideas of what the arts and theatre and entertainment is as a form for them, and it's very unique. So the slogan,
Mm,
we were talking about escapism. We were talking about being able to enjoy something. A simple pleasure is an enjoyable thing. So I think that's a really unique angle that everybody has here
mm.
over a lot of people. Um, I think that's very important to communicate to all the students is that you are in a very unique situation where um, you can communicate something that's simple to you, which is very refreshing and enlightening or different to normal Western audiences. I think that's an important point. I just wanted to say that. Sorry to interrupt.
No, no, no. This is very, very important because, to stand out of 500 entries, if not more, there will be more than 500 entries, possibly. I don't know, because the prize money is $10,000. Of course, there will be plenty posters, entries. And what Miss Lily just said, it's so important to think what will make your poster unique. what exactly, because otherwise they'll be very similar. You see? Thank you, Nigaran. Nigaran has shared the. Nigaran, do you mind reading, please, so that everyone can hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
Ma'am, the um, last date is, I think, poster competition closes Sunday, 17 August at 11:59 p.m. AEST time.
Mm. So 17th August.
Yes.
So 17th August, don't leave it till 17th. If you're entering the competition, make sure by 15th, your personal deadline is 15th. So by 15th, make
Hmm.
sure you submit your poster. What do you think, Miss Lily?
Um, I'm unmuted. Is that right?
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm
yeah,
just having
you're
troubles
unmuted.
finding. Yeah, yep. I think a really powerful thing with any text that you produce, whether it's a poster, any kind of communication with the general public or people that you don't know, it's always really good for you to have someone to help look at it and
Mhm.
check your spelling, check your
Exactly.
grammar, check your ideas, whether they're okay, and some points or tips that you might get from Parameter or myself. I'd be more than happy if you
Mm.
send me a copy in the what's not WhatsApp. What is it we
Yeah,
use? Sorry,
WhatsApp,
Parameter.
WhatsApp
Yeah,
group.
WhatsApp. Just yeah, present that. But I think another important point for feedback is make sure the words are your own.
Mm.
Don't copy anyone else's words. As Parameter and I said, um, they have to be your words, your insights of what a simple pleasure is with the arts,
Mm.
and your culture and its connection is very unique, as I said, but make sure they're your own words, which is more even more powerful, and your own artwork. You can't copy anyone else's designs, and you can't copy anyone else's headlines or subheadings or design. It has to be your work, which makes you the author, the artist.
Mm.
And that's a very powerful position. Yeah. Sorry to take time.
No, no, no. It's crucial that girls
Mm.
understand the requirements, because originality is so important and that will make your work unique. But remember,
I,
girls, don't make it a very long message, very long caption.
mm-mm.
Brevity is very important. That make it short and powerful. That will be powerful or sweet, whatever you call it. Make it short. Don't make it a very long sentence. You know. Would you agree, Miss Lily, that short will be better than a very long sentence? It says here, keep your message simple, okay? And decide on the message, what you're going to put. Again, going back to the theme, that is simple pleasure, right? If that is the
I
theme,
agree.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And I think you've got a very powerful point, Parameter. I'm trying to navigate this muting and unmuting on my iPhone. But anyway, um, my point being is sometimes words are not necessary.
Mm,
Sometimes it might be just an image. It
mm,
might be just a picture. It doesn't, sometimes a picture says 1,000 words. It might not need to have too much language or written work, which suits you if you're learning the language.
mm,
But you might have a very good understanding of a visual image as being a form of communicating. So a picture says 1,000 words more sometimes than um, writing things down.
mm.
Yeah, that's just my point.
Yeah.
It might not be, as Rita said, a lot of words.
Mm.
Yeah.
And Miss Lily, you don't have to mute yourself, so that you keep it on, so that
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I'll keep it open.
yeah, yeah.
Thanks.
So the as Miss Lily just mentioned, that picture says 1,000 words, so you may not need to write any caption, but then decide it at the end. But don't stop brainstorming, because this experience is also our learning experience, because you're doing uh, text, you're brainstorming text, visual text, and printed text, both. So continue your exploration, continue working on these. And finally, before you send it to us, you decide what will be best. And then we can give you some feedback. So work on it. And as the poster should be such that when anyone looks at it, will understand it at a glance. So keep it simple but powerful. And lots of way people plan their posters. An artist would plan first before doing the final poster. So you try to plan, or sometimes you can sketch your poster while you're planning.
Yep.
You can do it digitally, you can do hand drawing, and
Mm.
think about the main image or images, what you're going to add in your poster. Think of the message,
Mm.
but the visuals, the images, very, very important. You can take photos with
Yep.
you can take photos with your mobile phone. You can add those photos, make it a collage, or just one image. When you can bring objects, plan carefully
Mm.
what will make it a very unique poster, a poster that no one else will be, thinking even. Because as Miss Lily just mentioned, your culture, your part of the world is absolutely, it's very unique. Think of those in those terms, like how can you make it really stand out. Now, some people
Yeah.
do handmade posters using drawing paper, markers. Miss Lily, please stop me, okay, if you when you want to speak, because
Yeah.
I'm just
No,
trying
no, no, no. You're
everything.
saying yes. No, no. You're
Please.
saying exactly what I'd be saying. Yeah,
Mm,
I think the colors that symbolize your country,
mm,
the maybe a small object that symbolizes the arts or theatre in your country, something that opens up the understanding of your culture through an image or a word
mm,
is far more powerful. Like to think, can anyone here in the chat mention one thing that is um, a very powerful part of the arts culture? Have a think about, maybe it might be a character, it might be someone who talks about freedom or peace, or it might be something very historical.
mm.
You might need to think about, just sometimes even colors symbolize things. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of words. It can sometimes be very symbolic things, and your audience actually have to learn a little bit about what you're talking about to you. You're drawing in your audience to understand you, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely.
Thanks, Pam. I'm just going to
No,
mute for a second.
okay,
Sorry.
thank you.
Yeah.
Girls, as just to follow up on that, try to make a list. Sometimes don't lock yourself in one object or one thing. I'm going to share something at the end of this lesson. I'm going to stop recording and then share it, because I don't have the copyright to share it with everyone, particularly in the recorded version of this lesson. So I'm going to stop recording and share something. But at the same time, I would like you to make your own list how and what will make your poster unique. So there are several different tools that you can get in online. On Canva, you can make it a free poster. You don't have to pay. So you can use Canva to make your poster. And this is canva.com. Please write it down, because if you're doing it digitally, I know many of our students from last year's students and previous year students, they use Canva to do design lots of their work. And so we encourage you to use Canva, but I don't know, Adobe Spark also, Microsoft PowerPoint, or Google Poster My Wall, and all these programs can be, I don't know if you have to pay for that or free, but Canva, because I use Canva a lot, I know it has a free version, so you can use that. Thank you to Tamana for making the list of students. And Nigarin says that Shakoria Amini is with her. So please make sure that Shakoria is added to the list. Thank you, Tamana. Now, design.
Paramita,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. I totally agree. Canva's really a really good tool to use. I've just started last week when I had to do the presentation for the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
When we started talking about the poster, I
Mm-hmm.
used some Canva. It was a free trial.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you use the free trial, it's good fun just to have a go at using that technology as well. So yeah, good call, that one. Yep.
Yeah. And there are lots of, and it's user friendly. You do not need a training to use Canva. Anyone
No,
start on Canva, and it's, yeah. Um,
it is user friendly, and it's a good. There's no right or wrong. You just have to play around with it and explore with it, and that's part of this creative process. That was what we were trying to drive as well in the first place, is an opportunity for your time to be creative.
hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally agree with you, Miss Lily. But also, you will notice something, girls. When you go to Canva, you can search for poster templates, and you will see already there are plenty posters are already made. Then you can change the text and change the visuals, the images, the photos, or elements, whatever you use. Maybe I'll share with you in a minute, once we finish all the, after towards the end of the lesson, we can, Miss Linny and myself, we can have a quick, exploration of this Canva platform, and that will be fun too. So let's do it. Now, designing the poster title, make it bold and eye catching. If you look at the poster templates, you will see the titles are always bold and, big and with different colors. Then think of the graphics and images. When you're brainstorming your ideas, when you're making your list of ideas, then think about how differently you can, what sort of angle you'll be using. For example, say if you're putting an image of a child laughing, or a mother enjoying a performance, or a woman, sitting. We will talk about all those things, the options, so that you can think about those. But think about the angles. When you're taking a photo, is it going to be a high angle shot, or is it going to be a low angle shot, or you're going to have a profile? So don't lock yourself with the first idea you have in your head. We encourage you to keep thinking, keep brainstorming, Don't be satisfied with your first idea. Maybe 10th or 20th or 50th will be the best idea. So keep thinking. And it is not only the list of any visual, it has to be relevant visual. Okay. So the festival poster, what sort of image would be really better in a festival? Uh, okay. Uh, yeah. So,
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, Paramita. Like you're talking about something that's happy,
mhm,
positive,
mhm,
festival, theatre, all those points. Like, what are some of the most celebrated um, um, poems or celebrated um, artworks or celebrated pieces of theatre or stories or characters
mm,
of your culture? They're really powerful ways to show your connection to, oh my goodness, this is a simple moment of pleasure where I relate to this character in my culture, or I relate to this artwork in my culture, or this poem in my culture. And maybe try and think of the images, the colors that come with that, just a creative, open the floodgate and let what that character or that moment of experience with entertainment does with you in a visual way.
mm.
Yeah, I think that's, but yeah, I think it's so unique. Sorry to interrupt, Paramita, but
No,
I think
no,
it's so unique where you're at, ladies. You can do this.
that's right. Uh, as Miss Lily said, that you don't have to put any caption or slogan, but if you are thinking about slogan or caption, think of some fonts, the fonts that
Mm,
stand out, and don't have too many, 2 to 3 max.
yeah.
Keep a good
Mm,
mix, space, text, and images. Use clear and readable fonts. I'll give you some ideas what fonts really are often used for making posters. But remember,
posters, yeah.
yeah, color contrast is very important. Contrasting colors, so that's the reason why we ask you to get feedback from others. Sometimes when I'm making
Mm,
things, I miss out, and then someone will point it and say, look, why don't you try another shade of blue? Why don't you try a different color scheme? So sometimes, feedback is important. Not sometimes, always. Feedback is only will make it better.
always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have mentioned five different font type. So you will have it in your list. Usually, those who make posters, they work with impact, and just the names are here. Check this out.
Mm,
See which one really appeals to you. Doesn't matter if I have said it. You may have come up with something even better font type, but these are used for posters. Okay, Roboto
mm.
and for professional look, use one font for headlines and another for smaller text. Okay, don't have them the same
Yep.
text if you're using more than one line. Okay, impact is used mainly for the headlines. Look at it and then decide. You don't have to do it because I have written it in I have shared this. You don't have to, but see which one really you like. Roboto is best for body text or supporting um, information. It is very readable and clean, pairs well with bolder fonts like Impact or Bebas New. But the image ideas, that's the most important thing, the visual text that you're going to use
Yeah.
for your poster. Now,
Mm.
there are some
Yeah.
examples here, but this is just, these are some examples. I'm sure you will expand. Like some Afghan girls maybe sitting on the grass and listening to music with bare feet. You can ask your friends to sit and you can take some photos celebrating music or enjoying music or theater, as Miss Lily said a few minutes ago, that in a you can visualize something like that, watching the sunset behind a paper lantern stall. Now, paper lanterns are like symbolize a Chinese celebration. So you can come up with your ideas, like what will be your, what will reflect your culture.
Culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Represent your.
That's beautiful, Paramita. I can see lots of beautiful images with those suggestions. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, but the reason we are brainstorming here because we are trying to give you some ideas and you work on these and you come up with your own ideas, okay? But feel free to use any of these, but if you have a better idea, just go ahead. Now, there are a few more here ideas. Um, Sometimes, when we go to see Fringe, we unexpectedly we find a hidden performance. It can be as simple as just art on the wall, or it can be art on the pavement. It can be, have you ever found something like unexpectedly, Miss Lily, while you know
Yeah. Yeah.
remember anything?
So where we live in the fringe in the Adelaide area, there's lots of little streets and little alleyways, and the whole part of the fringe is to probably have that beautiful, wonderful opportunity to walk down somewhere without having prepaid a ticket and organized dinner, or it sounds um, very luxurious, but sometimes that's what we do just to escape. But more importantly, you discover something that's got no pretension. It's got
Hmm.
no, it's just a simple experience. As Paramita said before, the lights, or, being on the grass and listening to music, and it doesn't have to be, a big theatre, or it might be somewhere you're sitting and someone might be performing and you don't even need grass. It might be you're sitting on the dirt. It doesn't matter. But like a photo of something like that shows that you're connected to that human spirit of expressing itself. And yeah, I have come across, as I'm answering your question, Paramita, I have come across, I think the lights are really something that I love looking at, the pretty lights that they put up somewhere, or
Hmm.
the artwork that someone's made the effort to lure you in to watch this play, not that play, or maybe it is even a poster. It
Exactly.
might, oh, come here and look at this
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
It's better than the play next door, and it's a celebration in our city. Yeah, so it's probably hard. Um,
To choose which
yeah,
to go.
Mahin.
And uh, yeah, Mahin says, make a unique poster, focus on bold visuals. Yes, bold visuals. This
Mm,
reminds me,
mm,
some of the
absolutely.
performances, like we did performance on stage, right? Some of the performances actually they do it in a tent, like
Mm,
makeshift tent that they construct for the evening, and they perform there. I used to live in
Yeah.
Marsh Square, and they have several tents actually, to do the different types of performances. It can be stand up comedy, musical, um, music, or anything. Like, so
Yeah.
interesting.
Musicians.
Yes.
Um. Uh, yeah. All
Yes.
different types of performances. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not traditional theatres,
Mm-hmm. No.
which is the very unique thing that I think connects with our girls, our
Yeah.
ladies in this class, is that theatre isn't always something that's available when, we're in some countries, and that's respected. So how do the makeshift places where we perform are very unique. If you've
Mm.
ever been in one, let us know about it. That would be so exciting.
Mm,
Mhm.
that's right.
Yeah.
So, it can be, I mean, these are only ideas. You don't have to take them, but it might
Yeah.
trigger some other ideas. So a shared story like Aladdin and or Romeo Juliet, your version is Laila Majnu, performance, and a sort of think about those like a dance, music, because the smallest pleasures often leave the biggest mark. So it can be a quiet smile, a shared story, a barefoot dance. Hmm. Few ideas. There can be spontaneous laughter during a quirky street performance, reminding us how joy is contagious. Like sitting on the pavement or grass, or Miss Lily just said, even in the dirt, sitting and making connection with friends and listening to a solo guitarist. Just some
Yeah.
ideas. Children giggling at a bubble artist, wide eyed and chasing magic air. Think of those things, scribbling your thoughts on a community wall. Sometimes, if you ever come to, like, we were having a discussion prior to this lesson. Some students were considering visiting Adelaide. So if you ever come, you will see on the wall, the artist leave their impressions on the walls of Adelaide. I think that is also you will see in other big cities or any cities in the world these days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You do. Yeah.
Fringe. During Fringe, artists
Yes.
come to
Yeah.
Adelaide to do this. They paint, and they make their sketches and human portraits. Beautiful uh,
Mm.
on the walls, and yeah.
I think the opportunity to make it a more global experience of the arts is very important to everybody that's in this class.
Mm,
And you're in a very powerful position to show as women
mm,
how arts are really important to
mm,
women
mm,
in their worlds.
mm.
That's another point I wanted to make. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
totally agree. It's an important point. Arts, yeah, the purpose of art, bringing everyone together, and of course, empowering our women while experiencing those simple pleasure, because it's very, very important. So what I'm going to do now, girls, I'm going to stop recording, because what I would like you to do now, you will be listening to some music, and while listening to three different music. I want you to do some sketches, whatever coming to your mind, just draw, just sketch. Okay. If you have any question, please